Shaq, for you guys, 15 turnovers leading to 18 points for them. Just how big was that and not taking care of the ball?
It was amazing. It was amazing. We just got to do a better job taking care of the ball. Be more solid offense and take care of each possession.
We'll go to Paul in the second row behind here to the right.
Josh, when they were up by 2 and you guys had it late, say what would you kind of see on that possession where Cam had the lane?
Yeah, we talked about it in the huddle before. We knew Luke could be strong. He can get to the rim anytime he wants to. Like you said, we were down 2. We thought it was a great time to run that play so we can either get a foul or but.
Any questions for the players? Raise your hands. We'll go back to Steph here in the front.
Shaq, I mean, for you guys, obviously another game on the road coming up. I guess what's the message to kind of turn around and try to get that first true road win?
Just to stick together, keep our heads up, weather the storm. Everybody goes through adversity, and we just got to go down and handle business.
A couple more. We got time. We'll go to Robbie here in the front.
Josh, speaking on Shaq, I mean, you are kind of struggling offensively a little bit. They built the lead out, and he really stepped up, hit some big shots for y'all in the stretch. What were you seeing from him that kind of changed the momentum, got y'all back in the ballgame?
He helped us get our momentum right back. Without his shot-making ability and, getting to the rim easy anytime he wants to, it's a completely different game. So he got us back in that lead for sure.
Steph, go ahead.
Shaq, kind of follow up on that. Rams really got going there in the second half. I know he's been struggling the last few games. How big is it to see some shots fall for him and get him going a bit?
That was real big. Like you said, he's been struggling. We're all behind him and supporting him, and still working hard in the gym. And I just feel like it was a good confidence booster for him going into the next game.
Anything else for the players? All right, for this gentleman, and we'll wrap it up.
For Josh, I mean, obviously, with everything that happened last year, what was the reception like for you, and how did you kind of react to that?
Everybody knew I was going to get booed. That was pretty much expected. But I processed it through the moment. I feel like I reacted, pretty good. I didn't say anything back in there like that. I just kept my peace and stayed humble. So that's about all I can do.
Chris, it seemed like Tolu struggled to get going there early on. I know you had a stretch in the second half where you got some shots to fall, but what do you feel like they were doing defensively to kind of slow him down a bit?
Yeah, they were rotating different guys on him and changing up their coverage in terms of their double teams and when they went and who they went off of. He did some nice things against it, created some shots, created some closeouts. But there are times where he wasn't as patient as we would like him to be in terms of the decisions he made. He ended up having 4 turnovers, but the changing coverages, the changing people they put on him certainly slowed him down some.
We'll go Brian, third row behind Steph. Brian, go ahead.
Coach, just sort of talk us through the final offensive play for you. Cam gets to the rim and has a chance to tie the game there. How did the play draw up? Was Cam the first option?
It drew up exactly how we intended. We didn't know if they'd pressure or not. It was a little more token. We had some back screens to get the ball to the hub, and then we tried to flatten them out and run a little bit of a slice action. And basically, I told the staff that if I didn't like how it unfolded with 12 seconds left, we could call timeout and reorganize. But as it unfolded, I was getting ready, but I liked how it unfolded. I thought he was going to stick it in the goal. I thought he had a pretty good path to the basket, and then obviously it didn't work our way there with the free throws.
Go to Paul, to coach's left.
Coach, we talked to Shaq about this too, but obviously Rams has struggled a lot here lately. How encouraging was it to see him kind of gain some of his confidence and get you guys back in the game in the second half?
Yeah, that was a bright spot for us. People that follow us, like most of the folks in here, know that he hasn't been playing up to his capabilities, and but he's stayed with it. He's been great. He hasn't hung his head, and now because of that, in my opinion, he's getting some results that are better for him individually, and certainly we need everybody hitting all cylinders, and hopefully this will boost his confidence going forward.
We'll stay to coach's left and go second row to Benjamin.
Coach, you went with the smaller 3-guard lineup toward the end with Jimmy and Tolu both on the bench. Was that just the product of Tolu being in foul trouble, or was that just more of the matchups with what Ole Miss was going with?
At the beginning, it was a byproduct of Tolu's 4th foul, but as the game unfolded, the plan certainly was to bring him back, but with us being down a little bit and them going to some spread and a lot of ball screens, we felt like that gave us the best chance to guard them. You know, hindsight's 20/20, and we had a couple switches that weren't up to snuff, and they shot the three anyway, and Tolo could have certainly done that as well, and certainly would love it to be, you know, old school 6-on-6, you know, girls basketball where we can play offense and defense and sub them in and out like that, but I know that's not the way the game's played, and in the end, we just felt like that was our best chance. I thought offensively down the stretch with those guys being way out of position that they really executed. They ran the stuff that we drew up, and we got the shots that we wanted. We just couldn't get quite enough stops, you know, to get it to where we wanted the game to be.
We'll go second row middle to Justin.
Obviously, no trade. You said he was day-to-day coming in. Are you expecting anything different for Saturday at Alabama?
No clue.
We'll go back to Steph.
Chris, obviously, the biggest crowd in attendance at this arena tonight. What'd you think of the environment, and how does it compare to some of the rivalries you've gotten a chance to take part in?
Yeah, it was great. This is what rivalries should feel like and sound like. You know, like I told the team, if you're not sky high in anticipation of playing in a game like this, then you're probably in the wrong locker room. I mean, that's what you work hard for. That's, you know, when you're growing up, you want to play in these type of games when they're meaningful. And, you know, guys that, you know, are new certainly got educated on what this rivalry means to both fan bases. And I thought it was really, really good. You know, people were fine to me. I haven't asked my wife yet, but they were respectful of me, and we had no issues, and the crowd was great. And, you know, I didn't think it affected us. I didn't think it really distracted us. I thought our guys really handled the situation. You know, we just ended the first half poorly. We were not in control, but we had the upper hand of the game and just didn't end very well. And then unfortunately, you know, we didn't change that momentum to start the second half. And all of a sudden we find ourselves down 10. And then, you know, we're playing, you know, from behind the rest of the game, and we just couldn't get over the hump.
We'll go back to the cameras and Grace in the orange.
Yeah, going off of that, you guys were never able to regain the lead in the second half to get off that fast start. I guess what made it so difficult to get over the hump?
Well, first of all, they're obviously a good basketball team. They're winning a lot of games for a reason. I've got a ton of respect for Coach Beard's coaching ability, his staff. They've come in here and changed the profile of this basketball program, and they deserve a lot of credit. You know, it was a big game for both of us for a lot of different reasons, but I thought, you know, they played really well, and their kids played well, and it was a first-class game all the way, and we just couldn't get over the hump. You know, certainly there's a lot of plays back and forth that, you know, we'll go over on the bus ride home and see where it went wrong. But, you know, if I wasn't involved in it, it would be an awesome, you know, college basketball game to view or be a part of in some other capacity. But it's going to be a long bus ride home.
Back to Brian, third row right.
You told us a couple weeks ago that turnovers were the biggest problem for your team. You had 9 in the first half and 15 total. Was it more about your team just making mistakes, or was it what Ole Miss was doing to you defensively?
You know, we had a 27.3% turnover ratio. You know, it's hard to win. We average around 18, I think, which is not a great number. I mean, it's a little above the norm in college basketball, and I've talked to you guys locally. It's become our Achilles heel. Some games, you know, it doesn't show up, but when we have issues, it usually goes back to that. And I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure it out. We do a lot of different things to try to put our guys in position to make better decisions with the basketball. I think we've got to work on, you know, that Jekyll and Hyde. You know, I just, you know, we play defense in a certain mindset, and we crash the glass with a certain mindset, but sometimes that carries over into how we run offense at times, and we're a little too aggressive and you know, try to make some internal passes that aren't there. But, you know, I'm proud of my guys. You know, a lot of teams could have easily walked away from that situation with the crowd and the score, and there was no give up. Our huddles were awesome. They were, you know, together. They felt like, you know, we were going to have a chance to win the game throughout the second half, and, you know, they stuck with it. You know, they stayed with it. They figured out a way to get the balance of the game back where we had a legitimate chance to win. And, you know, as a coach, you know, when you're in a hostile environment, you know, you're proud of your guys when you do that. And I just told them, I said, we're a good basketball team that, in my opinion, is on its way to be a great basketball team. We've got a chance to be a really good team. Certainly, you know, we're heading the, you know, turning point of the SEC play, and we'll see how it unfolds. But I like where our mental state is, and we'll see if we can get some wins on the other side.
Steph, Robbie, and Justin to wrap us up. Oh, you're good? Robbie?
You talk about getting over the hump and the teams you have to play in the SEC. It's tough to find a more difficult schedule at this stage. I think you'll have 8 of the first 9 or quad ones or something, and teams that you have to play twice. I mean, just how tough has this been to navigate this first part of the schedule and then, you know, do it again the second half too?
I love it. I hope they do it to us every single year. What great opportunities, you know, great environments, great opportunities for, you know, our kids and our program. Certainly I don't like our record in SEC play right now, and we'll continue to talk about these opportunities, and if we don't take care of some of them and take advantage of some of them, they're just wasted opportunities. And then as we get closer to the end of the season, you know, it becomes must-win situations. So, you know, it's a heck of a schedule. You know, the SEC is obviously unrelenting, unforgiving. We got, you know, 10 or 11, guaranteed games left, and we got to find a way to win some of them.
Justin, wrap us up.
You mentioned the end of the first half struggles, and then obviously being able to come back with these road games, and I guess, you know, the inability to maybe get over that hump. What do you feel like the guys have learned about, you know, managing the highs and lows and the runs of being in a hostile environment like this?
This is a bottom line business. Everybody knows that. Our kids know there's a winner and a loser. But like I said earlier, I thought we did some things tonight that we grew. You know, I'm not sure a month ago if we come back in an environment like this on the road to give ourselves a chance, a fighting chance, you know, to be on the right side of the ledger. But again, you know, it doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, you know, what the score is or how close you got. It's easy to get close. It's hard to win, and we got to find a way to do it next time out.